The Pogues spent 5 seasons and 4 treasure hunts chasing this gold. In the series finale, Kiara throws every last bar of it into the ocean, on purpose, and that's the exact moment they finally win. Outer Banks just ended forever. A hurricane, a knife in the rain, a jailbreak, a wedding, and a baby named JJ. But the finale's real twist isn't who dies. It's that the show has been telling you how it would end since season 1. The Pogues could never keep the treasure until they proved they'd let it go. Full series spoilers from here. You've been warned. Welcome back to Media Breakdown. Netflix dropped all 10 episodes of the final season of Outer Banks today, and if you just binge to the end and need to talk about it, you're in the right place. How Kiara finally gets justice for JJ, why she dumps the royal merchant gold, and how the Pogues get it back. Rafe's full redemption, the jailbreak, the lighthouse, the goodbye, the wedding, baby JJ, and where every single character ends up. Let's go to the Outer Banks one last time. Quick board setting, because the finale is 3 collision courses at once. The Pogues come home from the Blue Crown hunt with nothing. Again, Kiara used the crown to bring JJ back spiritually, one last goodbye, and then Finch took it. And here's the finale's quietest gut punch. Finch was never in it for greed. He wanted the crown because he lost his little girl. When he asks Kiara if it really works, if it brings back the dead, she tells him it does, just not the way you'd expect. That's the show's thesis about treasure, delivered by its last villain standing. Back on the island, everything's on fire. Chandler Groff, JJ's killer, strangled Rose and left her for dead. Wheezy shot him, and he still got away with the entire royal merchant gold Rose had been hiding. Rose begs the Pogues for help and offers them 50%. They laugh her out of the room, and a monster hurricane is bearing down on the island. Evacuation orders everywhere, so the Pogues have a checklist and no time. Find Groff, kill him, take the gold back. Groff steals a sailboat, loads the gold, and plans to ride the storm out of the Outer Banks. And Kiara, alone, on a bicycle, in a hurricane, tracks him to the marina, watches him in the rain, and pulls out her knife. She stows away on the back of the boat, waits for her moment, and attacks. The fight is chaos. Swinging sails, a sinking deck, and in the middle of it, Kiara asks the only question that matters. Why did you kill JJ? And Groff's answer is pathetic on purpose. JJ told him he had things Groff would never have. That's it. Jealousy. JJ Maybank, the Pogue who never had anything, died because a rich man couldn't stand that he was richer where it counted. Groff gets the upper hand, until Kiara ropes him, hoists him on the sail, and the sail collapses into the waves under his weight. Then she cuts him loose, and Groff sinks to the bottom of the ocean, wrapped in the sail of the boat he stole. No speech, no hesitation. The show's most gentle Pogue, the vegetarian, the environmentalist, the one who talks everyone else down, is the one who ends it. And the finale doesn't play it as a corruption of who Kiara is. It plays it as the one thing JJ was owed. Now the twist the whole series was built for. Kiara has the boat. She has a royal merchant gold. 5 seasons of searching, and a Pogue is literally standing on the wind. And the boat starts sinking. The gold is too heavy. So Kiara makes the choice no one in this show has ever been able to make. She starts throwing the gold overboard. Bar after bar, $400 million, straight into the ocean, because staying alive matters more. Then the sail knocks her into the water anyway. The boat drifts off, and she's alone, treading water inside a hurricane, firing a flare and begging JJ for help as the eye passes over her. John B., Sarah, and Pope catch her radio call and pull her out. And here's the read most Day 1 recaps are missing. This is the entire series in one scene. Every treasure the Pogues ever touched, the royal merchant gold, the cross, El Dorado, the crown, slipped away the moment they closed their hands around it. The show's rule was always that obsession sinks you. Kiara is the first character in 5 seasons to choose to let treasure go. And that's why, this time, the ocean gives it back. Because after the storm, with the island evacuated and the Pogues the only souls left on it, they go looking. Pope triangulates the drop site with old-school seamanship. They dive for days, and just as they're about to quit, John B. surfaces, holding gold. All of it, the treasure that could never be kept, stays kept. The Pogues only won the gold once they proved they'd survive losing it. Meanwhile, the show is closing its other 5-season arc. Rafe Cameron. Sophia's in jail for helping him. Rafe's a wanted man after Groff exposed the Peterkin murder. So while the island evacuates, Rafe runs toward the jail. Barry helps until Shoop drags him off to the ferry. So Rafe does it alone, cuts the power, fakes a leak, drops the deputy, and busts Sophia out. Then the chase, the cops shooting at them until the storm drops a tree on him and pins him down. Rafe wants to leave him to die. They're free, clean, and Sophia talks him into going back. The cop, pinned under the tree, throws Peterkin in Rafe's face, the murder that started his spiral back in Season 1. And Rafe apologizes, then frees him anyway. That's the redemption test passed, but the show gives him one more. When night falls and the Pogues can't find the lighthouse in the storm, it's Rafe who climbs the crumbling tower to fire the generator and light the beacon, risking his life to bring home the people he once tried to kill. And then the goodbye. Rafe and Sophia are fugitives, so the Pogues help them slip away by boat to South America. His last words to Sarah: he's sorry for everything, he won't be there to meet her baby, and he's going to make his second chance count. The Kook Prince ends the series as a Pog, broke, wanted, and finally free. So what do you do with $400 million in recovered gold? The epilogue montage answers everything. The hurricane didn't just reset the island, it exposed every law that developer Dale ZZ broke buying it up. ZZ gets arrested, and the Pogues use the gold to buy back the Outer Banks itself, rebuilding it the way it was, Kooks and Pogues side by side. Cleo's deportation gets reversed. In John B's words, once you have access to $400 million in gold, visa issues get easy, and she comes home a US citizen. Pope proposes. She says yes. They buy Tanny Hill, the Cameron mansion, now owned by a Pog, and Pope buys his dad a brand new shop. Kiara buys the Maybank property and rebuilds it, gets her parents a boat, becomes a marine biologist, and puts a bench on the beach for JJ with his name on her boat. She never lets him go. She just finally gets to keep something. John B and Sarah build a new house where the chateau stood. Sarah has the baby, and a year later at their wedding, we learn his name, JJ. Hayward officiates. Pope walks Sarah down the aisle. Even the Twinkie gets resurrected, first as the wedding cake, then as a rebuilt van that carries the newlyweds off. And John B's final monologue lands the whole series. All the searching, all the mistakes, the one big loss, and finally, one win. We weren't greedy, it was enough for us. One win. Enough to last their whole lives. The last shot is the Pogues, baby JJ included, under the tree in John B and Sarah's yard. Paradise on earth. Lightning round for everyone else. Barry helped the jailbreak with zero profit motive, wore the loudest shirt at the wedding, and caught the bouquet. Perfect. Shoop did everything by the book, got saved by the man he was hunting, and was last seen crying at the wedding before going shirtless at the reception. Also perfect. Topper schemed with ZZ all season, lost everything in the hurricane, and is now, somehow, a Pogue. Working as a bartender. Character development by natural disaster. Wheezy shot Groff, survived him, and stood up at the wedding. Sarah also reconnected with her mom, who, it turns out, never abandoned her kids. Ward set her up. One last posthumous Ward crime for the road. Rose survived Groff's attack, and her 50% offer went exactly nowhere. And Finch sails off with the blue crown and his grief, the only treasure the show lets stay lost. Verdict time. Did the finale stick the landing? Or did the hurricane do a little too much convenient heavy lifting? Was Kiara killing Groff justice or vengeance? And does the difference matter? And be honest, did baby JJ's name reveal get you? Drop it all below. Subscribe to Media Breakdown for endings explain the day you finish the binge. P4L one last time.